In this week's short video, I would like to take a look at a situation that I wanted to bring to your attention because I feel it is quite important. We had short signals firing on the 5-year note and the 10-year note, as well as the 30-year bond and the 2-year note on the daily charts of each of these instruments. So let's take a look at starting at the 5-year note. You can see this signal, the Darvas squeeze signal, fired to the short side. Let me just expand out this chart, and you can see this signal fired to the short side, and we've been in a long-term uptrend on all of these instruments. So the question is this the kickoff for a potential move substantially lower in the 5, 10, and the 30 year, as well as the 2-year? Or is this just a normal pullback within the context of a large uptrend? So interesting to note that, this signal fired here, you've got this Darvas squeeze signal firing short. Everything seems to be in alignment with the Hakinashis, the MACD, and our trending indicator is at the 0 line but looks like it's ready to roll over. If we now look at the 10-year, you have this Darvas squeeze that fired as well. All of these charts seem to have a higher high in place as well as a lower high in place. So the price action of this peak could not get above the price action of that peak before the short signal fired off. All the targets have potential targets with a good amount of room to move lower. Everything in alignment as well on the 10-year, and the trending indicator started to roll over. So you have the same situation here on the 10-year as you do the 5-year. So then if we take a look at the 30-year, same situation. You have a higher high in place, and then you have a lower high in place here, lower high in place, and then you have a break of this support level on the Darvas box, Darvas squeeze short signal firing here, and you have potential targets fairly lower. Hakinashis are negative. The MACD is rolling to the low side and is now rolling below its 0 line. Trending indicator rolling below its 0 line and printing red bars. So you have a confluence of signals on all the daily charts of the 5, the 10, and the 30-year instruments. And the question is this just a pullback in a long-term uptrend, or is this going to kick off a much lower move in these instruments, which would signal potentially higher interest rates coming down the pipeline? So in other words, lower 5-year, lower 10-year, lower 30-year would signal potentially higher interest rates coming down the pipeline. So if we're just going to get a normal pullback, that shouldn't matter that much. However, if we do get a substantial move lower, this could potentially kick off a situation that could signal, in our opinion, potentially higher interest rates. So we'll be keeping our eye on that and seeing how this situation unfolds. It's obviously much too early to draw any conclusions, but that said, we will be keeping our eye on this situation, and we wanted to bring it to your attention as well. So that's all we have in this week's Napkin video, closing out the week of Friday, August the 10th. Good trading.